Hello everyone, Jeff with the Green Review here. Adventitious buds develop in tissue other than stem or root apical meristem, and they can form leaves, stems, and roots. These buds may just grow one new plant part, such as a new branch after a branch has been cut and a stub is left, or new roots when the tree is transplanted. Even though roots don't have buds, adventitious buds can form roots. Adventitious buds can form a whole new plant, such as when a leaf cutting is taken from an African violet or a begonia and properly cared for by a plant propagator. So we have whole new plants coming from these two African violet leaves. On woody plants, adventitious buds may form in the cambium layer of tissue right under the bark. Adventitious stems growing from these buds may not be properly attached to the main trunk or large branches and are much more likely to break off than normal stems growing from buds at nodes created from the lateral meristem. Adventitious stems growing on trunks or branches are often called water sprouts, and if they come from the roots, they're called suckers. So what's this mean to me? Knowing that a plant is good at producing adventitious buds can be useful for plant propagators. Adventitious buds often form on the callus, healing tissue, where a plant stem is damaged. By cutting off a stem and adding the proper hormone treatment, adventitious buds can be encouraged to form new roots and therefore a new cloned plant. The adventitious buds that do form are forming in the live cambium tissue right underneath the bark. So let's take this as an example. I have an arm, obviously, here that is attached to my body with blood vessels, muscles, ligaments, tendons, bones. Everything is all connected to form one nice connection to the body and arm. Now, if this were a tree branch instead of an arm, it would have all dead tissue on the inside, dead tissue in the bark on the outside, and the live tissue right underneath the bark in the cambium. So if we were to prune off my arm and it were capable of growing new arms, we would want it to be attached all the way through with all the rest of the blood vessels and ligaments and everything in there. But tree branches can't do that. So if you cut off a tree branch, the only live tissue that can regrow is right there underneath the cambium, or underneath the bark in the cambium. And so it sends out a whole new branch that is now only attached to the area right underneath the bark. So you have a big dead stem that has some maybe 3 or 4 or 5 little tiny weakly attached adventitious buds starting to grow, and they try to grow new branches. Now those new branches may eventually get to be the size of the original branch, but that original branch is decaying away and becoming hollow on the inside because the dead tissue decays and that dead tissue on the inside is decaying away, and so you have big branches now attached to the decaying tissue of the woody branch. So adventitious buds that create new branches can be useful, but they also may be a problem. You have to be careful, and like the emerald ash borers right now are killing ash trees, and the ash trees are responding by sending out lots of epicormic tissue branches from these adventitious buds. And so as they do that, you get a whole new looking tree, but those are weakly attached branches to a big dead trunk. So it's a big hazardous situation that you have to be careful for. It may look pretty for a while, but it becomes more and more hazardous as those branches get older and are still weakly attached and not strongly attached like the normal branch would have been. And this is Jeff with the Green Review. Thanks for watching.